Hello and welcome to Box Office Receipts for the weekend of May 3rd, 2019. I'm your host Tyler Callahan, and this week we got the weekend top 5, international updates, an Avengers update, as well as what is coming out this week. Let's start with the top 5. In first place is Avengers Endgame with $147.3 million for a current total of $621 million. In second place is The Intruder with $10.8 million. In third place is Longshot with $9.7 million. In fourth place is Ugly Dolls with $8.6 million. Lastly, in fifth place is Captain Marvel with $4.2 million for a current total of $420.7 million. So the biggest shocker here is The Intruder. A lower theater count compared to the rest of the newcomers did not matter, as it grabbed second place, which I found a bit surprising. I think this is also in part that Longshot should have done a bit better, but instead it underperformed. Now the rest was accurate, Ugly Dolls bombed, and Captain Marvel was still in the top 5. Let's move over to some international updates. Captain Marvel is at $699 million internationally for a total of $1.12 billion. Shazam has slowed down with $220 million internationally for a worldwide total of $355 million. The Curse of La Llorona is going strong internationally with $55 million for a total now of $103 million. A nice hit for Warner Brothers on a budget of $9 million. Dumbo has also slowed down with $229 million for a current total of $338 million. It looks unlikely to hit $400 million now. Now let's talk about the update to Avengers Endgame, and I will break it down from the top. After this weekend, it has a worldwide total of $2.188 billion, passing Titanic for the second highest grossing movie worldwide of all time. If it keeps going at this pace, it will pass Avatar in about 2 to 3 weeks and will hit number 1. Of the $2.1 billion, $1.56 billion is international, with $511 million of it coming from China. Like I said earlier, domestically it is at $621 million, which puts it at 8th on the all-time domestic list. It will at the very least end up past $700 million, passing Black Panther, and has a good chance of passing Avatar, which is at number 2 with $760 million. However, the biggest challenge after that is, can it pass the number 1 spot held by The Force Awakens at $936 million. If it is going to happen, it is going to be close, as not only will it need to still have good weekday numbers, it also needs to hold well for the next few weekends, even against tougher and tougher competition. For this weekend, we again have a few movies coming out. The biggest one is the next summer hit with Detective Pikachu. After that, we have a comedy called The Hustle, and another comedy called Palms. So my predictions for the top 5 are: in first place, Detective Pikachu; second place, Avengers Endgame; third place, The Hustle; fourth place, Palms; fifth place, The Intruder. So what I think here is that Detective Pikachu will break out, as it is currently projected around $50 to $60 million. But the reviews for it have been decent, which is good. That, along with if Endgame has a normal 50 to 60% drop, would put it in the $60 to $70 million range. So I think it will be very close, but Pikachu will break out and just edge out Endgame, probably ending up between $70 to $80 million. For the rest, The Hustle has a star power, and when I see a movie and that trailer does play, it does have a good reception. Palms, to be honest, I have no idea what it is about, but since The Intruder just made under $11 million this weekend, if it has a normal drop, I would assume Palms can do better than $7 million. Anyway, that is it for this week's episode of Box Office Receipts. What are your predictions for this weekend? Let me know on Instagram at Tyler Callahan Media or on Twitter at Tyler Callahan 95. Thank you for listening. See you next week.